this one dispatcher and the entire team, and we thought it was important to have this recognition ceremony, one, to recognize the individual, but more importantly, to let other individuals in our town know of the professionalism and training these individuals have, and that while we certainly think it's a special act that they perform, she would humbly tell you it's just part of her job, and they're prepared to do that, and she really doesn't want any special recognition, but we've overruled her. So at this point, I would like to turn the program over to Captain Michael Sullivan.
Thank you. On August 31st, we received the type of call that is the horror of every emergency service responder. The call came in from a 7-year-old girl that her infant brother had fallen in the pool and was pulled out of the pool and was not breathing. Dispatcher Beverly Brooks took the call and assisted by Dispatcher Doris Quiones and Dispatcher Brian Duddy. They immediately started sending the cars, the ambulance, the paramedics, everybody to the scene. Our usual response time is pretty quick, but 3 minutes is a long time when your infant baby is not breathing. Dispatcher Brooks was able to coach the mother of that daughter through CPR. And during that time, prior to the first officer arriving on the scene, less than 4 minutes later, that baby was crying and breathing and alive. I just want to let you know that I've tried very hard over the last couple of weeks to get a hold of that family, and I have not been able to do so, but I did get a message this morning, a phone message from the mother stating that the baby was fine, doing well, and thanking us all for our help. So that's a great thing, because I wanted them to be here tonight so I could commend them for the actions that they took, because they were just as much a part of this. They were the other end of the phone. But when I came in on September 1st and I heard about this, the first thing I did was listen to the tape. And it was just amazing. It was the type of call, as soon as the phone rang and it was answered, you could tell that this was a bad situation right now. There was just chaos and screaming. And Bev asked a couple of questions, what's going on, found the baby was in the pool. Is he out of the pool? Yes. Is he breathing? The daughter said no. And at one point, it's the only time you heard a little bit of stress in Bev's voice. She went, just like that, and went right into action. It was great. Calm, professional, giving directions, bringing order, chaos, giving people that were desperate and needed help the right things to do. And you could see the situation just come together as the daughter and the mother worked to save the child with Bev's help. As an officer, I've got a lot of training, and a lot of people think that training comes from regards personal skills and individual training, but really it comes down to team efforts. When you go into a room, I know it seems like I'm off the topic, but I'm not. When you go into a room, you can only cover so much territory, and you have to trust your partner to cover the rest. You have to have confidence. You have to know that they have your back. Beverly did a great job. She had to concentrate totally on this effort, but she could not have done that job if she didn't know that Dispatcher Doris Quiones and Dispatcher Brian Duddy had her back. So it's much their success as it is hers. But listening to the call, you were a consummate professional about it. It was really amazing to listen to. And the amazing thing to me, it came to the end of the call. After all this, and it was those horrible moments, and then all of a sudden you hear the baby crying, and it was that great moment. And Bev stayed on the phone with the mother until the very end, until she said, the officers are coming up the driveway. She said, okay, I'm going to get off the phone with you. And the last thing she said to the mother was, by the way, your daughter did a great job. To think of something like that at that time is amazing. But, what can I say? I've watched Bev work for a long time. She's got a kind of strange sense of humor. And I remember seeing her one time, it was just absolute chaos. The phone was ringing, people were radio on the phone, some supervisor was yapping her ear out of her voice. And she just sat there and handed the calls, and she said this little sign by a dispatch station. It's an old one, you probably all heard it, but I thought it was pretty humorous. It said, what if the hokey pokey really is what it's all about? What you did that day for this family, this community, that's what it's all about. And you're here today, going through this, not because we're proud of you, we are, but because you made us proud. Thank you very much. Detective Earl Lawrence will say a few words.
It's not often that we're able to recognize dispatchers for the hard work that they do day in and day out. It's many times, most times, a thankless job, both from us not thanking them as police officers, and the public certainly not thanking them as well. So it's very, very nice to be here today to recognize dispatchers, and especially Beverly Brooks, for the very difficult job that they do have, and we recognize that for sure, and it's probably the most underappreciated job in law enforcement. So with that said, we really appreciate the job you did, Bev, and congratulations to everybody, all the dispatchers, for the solid teamwork that you show every day, day in and day out, making the PVA and the police officers that you work with proud. Thank you.
Good. We'd also like Rockland Paramedics President, Ray Florida, and Bernadette Frey to come up.
Thank you, Captain Sullivan. We're extremely proud also of what Beverly did. As a first responder, Lieutenant Frey was one of the first on the scene with the officers, and she has a couple of small children herself. So this really hit home, and the worst thing that we can hear over the radio is that a child is not breathing. Literally seconds count, not even minutes, seconds count. And we have what is known as the chain of survival in the emergency medical service profession. And that chain of survival begins when someone recognizes that there's a medical emergency and dials 911. And Beverly and the Clarkstown Police Department dispatchers are the first link in that chain of survival. And as we all know, the chain is only as strong as its weakest link. And Beverly showed that she was the strongest link in that chain of survival on that day. Beverly and the other Clarkstown police dispatchers not only dispatched the police department, but they also dispatched the paramedic units and the ambulance corps. So they had like 3, 4, 5 different things going on at once. I mean, sometimes it's a boring day, just a dog barking or something like that, and then other times when you have to click into that mode, the training kicks in, the experience kicks in, and this is one of those times that saves a life. They are our eyes and ears before we get to the scene. They let us know what's happening, they let us know what's going on, so we know what to expect to prepare ourselves. Just like we are the eyes and ears and hands of the doctors at the hospital, they are the eyes and ears of the paramedics and the police department before they arrive. So congratulations, Beverly, on a job well done. And that chain of survival and that link that I'm talking about is strongest here in Clarkstown, and that's due to the leadership of Supervisor Gomack and the town board for their support and their constant work with the community on emergency medical services. So what I'd like to do is present to you the Rockland Paramedic Services Life-Saving Award. By the way, this is only reserved for paramedics, but we made an exception in your case. And to Beverly Brooks, Clarkstown Police Department dispatcher, for exemplary action and professionalism by calmly giving CPR instructions over the phone, which directly resulted in saving the life of a 1-year-old boy who nearly drowned after falling into a pool on August 30, 2010. Congratulations, Beverly.
I'd like to present this certificate, this plaque, to Beverly Brooks. It says, presented to Beverly Brooks in recognition of your professionalism and outstanding performance on August 31st, 2010, which resulted in saving the child's life. Clarkstown Police Department, Chief Peter T. Newman.
What ours said, that we're very, very happy and pleased and proud to be a part of your team. Thank you very much.
Presented to Beverly Brooks, Clarkstown Police Dispatcher, Life-Saving Award, in recognition of your outstanding service and the performance of duty which saved the life of a drowning child on August 31st, 2010, with grateful appreciation from the members of the Clarkstown PBA. Thank you very much.
Clarkstown Police, I'm going to do a group shot so we can send that to you.
please, man, please.